But I prayed simply Krishna. My dear Krishna, anyway you have come here. You have sat down here. It will be great insult if you are removed from this place. So Krishna heard it and we won the battle. Now the land is ours. The land is ours. It was a great battle. So Krishna is so kind. Prabhupada ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrutyam Naran Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Naistiki. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 9 and Text 27 and 28. Atha Abhipretam Anvikshya Atha Abhipretam Anvikshya Brahmanaha Madhusudanaha Brahmano Madhusudanaha Vishanna Chetasam Tena Vishanna Chetasam Tena Kalpa Vyatikara Ambasa Kalpa Vyatikara Ambasa Lokaha Samsthana Vijnana Loko Samsthana Vijnana Atmanaha Parikidhyataha Atmanaha Parikidhyataha Tam Agadaya Vacha Tam Ahagadhaya Vacha Kashmalam Samayan Iva Kashmalan Samayan Iva Athapi Pretam Anvikshya Brahmano Madhusudanaha Vishanna Chetasam Tena Kalpa Vyatikarambasa Loka Samsthana Vijnana Atmana Parikidhyataha Tam Ahagadhaya Vacha Kashmalam Samayan Iva. Atha, thereupon, abhipretam, intention, anvikshya, observing, Brahmanaha, of Brahma, Madhusudanaha, the killer of the Madhu demon, Vishanna, depressed, Chetasam, of the heart, Tena, by him, Kalpa, millennium, Vyatikara Ambasa, devastating water, Loka Samsthana, situation of the planetary system, Vijnane, in the science, Atmanaha, of himself, Parikidyataha, sufficiently anxious, Tam, unto him, Aha, said, Agadhaya, deeply thoughtful, Vacha, by words, Kashmalam, impurities, Shamayan, removing, Iva, like that. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swamy Srila Prabhupada. Translation. The Lord saw that Brahma was very anxious about the planning and construction of the different planetary systems and was depressed upon seeing the devastating water. He could understand the intention of Brahma, and thus he spoke in deep, thoughtful words, removing all the illusion that had arisen. Please repeat. The Lord saw that Brahma was very anxious about the planning and construction of the different planetary systems and was depressed upon seeing the devastating water. He could understand the intention of Brahma, and thus he spoke in deep, thoughtful words, removing all the illusion that had arisen. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The devastating water was so fearful that even Brahma was perturbed at its appearance and became very anxious about how to situate the different planetary systems in outer space to accommodate the different kinds of living entities, such as the human beings, those lower than the human beings, and the superhuman beings. All the planets in the universe are situated according to the different grades of living entities under the influence of modes of material nature. There are 3 modes of material nature, and when they are mixed with one another, they become 9. When the 9 are mixed, they become 81. And the 81 also become mixed, and thus we ultimately do not know how the delusion increases and increases. Lord Brahma had to accommodate different places and situations for the requisite bodies of the conditioned souls. The task was meant only for Brahma. No one in the universe can even understand how difficult it is. But by the grace of the Lord, Brahma was able to execute the tremendous task so perfectly that everyone is amazed to see the workmanship of the Vidhata or the regulator. Dasa Bhaktivedanta Purport. Om Ajnanatimirand Dasya Gananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Ena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Vedanta Swamin Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Pashyata Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shiva Sadi Gaura. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Actually, when we were living in that rented house, there was a basement. And then one day, as usual, we all slept off and there was a heavy rain, in the night. And morning some devotees went to take something in the basement. The basement is full of water. Things are all floating and they are supposed to do some urgent service. They became very anxious how the service will go on. It is something like that for Brahma. He is ready to do his service, is getting ready, and suddenly he saw some devastating water. Where he is supposed to create his office area is flooded with the devastating water, so he is very anxious. Athapi pretam anviksha. So this anxiety of the Brahmano Madhusudana. Krishna saw that Brahma is very anxious. And then how anxious? Vishanna chetasam, he is depressed. He is about to do the service and then so much devastating water. How to handle all these things is an issue. Vishanna chetasam is depressed. Kalpa vyatikarambasa, the devastating water. Then what is the anxiety of Brahma? Loka samsthana vijnana. He is supposed to situate the various planetary systems, planets in various, he has to give a structure to it. Vijnana atmana parikidyataha. So he became anxious how to do it. Now how to situate all these things. Now here is a devastation water. I am supposed to do this work. Things are not moving. Tam aha agadhaya vacha. Then Madhusudana, Krishna, he saw that Brahma became very depressed, he is very anxious. He understood his intention. Abhipretam means intention. Intention of Brahma he understood. Then he also saw Kashmalam Shamayanniva. He wanted to remove the illusion that has arisen in the whole situation. So now you will see in the next few verses how Krishna removes this anxiety and illusion that has arisen by speaking certain words. That we will see. But here Brahma's task is, Prabhupada is explaining in the purport, it's a very big task, and that is task is meant only for Brahma. The task was meant only for Brahma, and no one in the universe can even understand how difficult it is. Nobody will be able to understand how difficult the task of Brahma. Not only task of Brahma, it's difficult to understand the task of others. It is not easy to understand the task, the emotions, the kind of things that they go through. Nobody understands. In that sense, everybody is alone, struggling with their own things. So here, Brahma is also in a similar situation. He is the first living entity, and this task is very great, tremendous work he has to do. So the other day I had to travel little, to Mahabub Nagar for some documentation work. We want to register one document. So you have to go to Mahabub Nagar registrar office, sub-registrar office, and to register the document you have to go there. Because I have to make some signatures. The question is, anybody can sign. No, why I have to go? Signature, anybody can. Actually, if you go to the sub-register officer, you will see not only signature, they will take your that left thumb scanning. They take that impression. There are 8 billion people are there on this planet. No thumb impression will match with my thumb impression. Instead of me, many people can come and try to put their thumb to take the document out or to put the document in. Not even one thumb impression will match mine. Not only that, even yours also. Nobody can steal away your thumb impression. Your thumb impression is so unique. So this is called workmanship of the Vidhata. See? Everyone is amazed to see the workmanship of the Vidhata, that is Brahma. See, Brahma's workmanship, what a wonderful... 8 billion people are there, not even one thing will match. Now in the airport and many places, they are saying there is no need to show your identity card. Now till now we have to show, this Aadhaar card is been given, no? So everybody has an Aadhaar card, passport and all that. Now they are saying no need. How? Just by seeing your face, airport will permit. Your face, and mostly they have some connection with Aadhaar or whatever, they'll match and this and that, and immediately permission is. Again, 8 billion people are there, nobody can match your face. In exact identity, in exact details, nobody can match. Actually, our bodily parts are so unique, although we appear to be same. Even the twins also, it doesn't. For a naked eye, it looks like everything looks same, but actually, their thumb impressions will not match. Even the facials will not match if you really do the analysis. This is called workmanship of the Vidhata, Lord Brahma's creation. What a wonderful thing. Because they are all very unique in their structuring, human society could create such a system to identify a person accurately. Tomorrow, by seeing this thing, immediately they can recognize, yes, this is so and so. See? This entire system would be a failure if somebody else can come with the same thumb impression. But it's not possible. This is the amazing work. Unique identity. So that's why that thumb impression is not different from me. As soon as you see the thumb impression, it's like I am there. But since I am a human being, I am not there. My thumb impression is separate from my own personal existence. But in Krishna's case, it's not the thing. You just see any this thing, he is there. Like Akrura, he comes to Vrindavan to take Krishna and Balaram to Mathura. And when he comes to the outskirts of Vrindavan, suddenly he sees there are lotus footprints of the Lord. Immediately he becomes overwhelmed with emotions. He gets down and he hugs he rolls in the dust and then he is hugging because he knows they are not different from the Lord. So that's the difference between Krishna and a human being. So the thing is, although everything looks so normal, and then we find so many human beings, every body is uniquely created. There is a fine workmanship that you can see in the creation of Brahma. And then how is that kind of a tremendous work Brahma is able to do, that we will see. Because we have to remember that Brahma is just, he has been created and then he has no idea how to create. There were no universities. He is the first person. No college going, learning and then trying to figure out, and all those things are not there. He is the first person. So how is it that he is able to do this work? Who told him that, you have to keep it very unique, each body? Parts are same, senses are same, but these parts are uniquely assembled and made it into these bodies. This is like robotic parts. Senses are created. Mahavishnu has created 16, Shodasha Kalam, Ingredients are ready. Now, but then how to assemble them and put them together into a body, which is this robot. And not only that, each body after Brahma gives, he has to take one more decision where to place him, which planetary system I have to place him, where he has to go. Should he go to earthly planet, or should I put him into moon, or should I put him into sun? Which planet he has to go, that he has to decide. But then now he is in a situation where there is devastation water, there is a whole thing is devastated. Now he is supposed to even position these planetary systems and ensure that all the living entities goes accordingly. This is the challenge. It's a tremendous work. So all the planetary systems were filled up by Brahma. As I said, because he has to decide where they have to go. On what basis? Here it is mentioned, all the planets in the universe are situated according to the different grades of living entities under the influence of three modes. See, you can't put everybody together in one place. Even from the beginning of the creation, that is not followed. Everybody is same and then put everybody in one place. No, even Brahma is not thinking like that. He is saying, this living entity cannot be mixed with that living entity. Brahmaloka is there, and then below there are Mahaloka, Tapoloka, so many lokas. Those planets are inhabited by very exalted sages and saintly persons who have done a lot of tapas. And you put people who are into sense gratification, and then there are millions and millions of yogis and saintly persons and tapasvis, and here is a one man, odd man out searching for happiness. It is not going to work out. Neither he will be happy nor they are happy. The sages are happy. See? So the thing is, how do you position them? How do you discriminate? All living entities are not one. There is a big commotion in the society that everybody is. We should have a classless society. Everybody is one. Yes, everybody is one in the sense that as a human being, everybody is one. But not that in bodily construction, everybody is one. Obvious changes you can see. Thumb impressions also, they are not one. And that whole, on the basis of that, you have created a big registration system. Now you are saying everybody is one. Your own philosophy, you are not sticking on to it when it comes to a different phenomenon, situation. Not only everybody is one, they'll also say even man and woman are one. Both are equal. What is this equality? Thumb impressions are not equal. If everybody is one, then why you need thumb impression? You take one, your own thumb impression you put and say over. Kaam to khatam ho gaya. No, you are not saying that. Everybody is so different. The bodies are different. And how a man and woman can be same? Your bodily constructions. As a human beings, they are one. So in some aspects you will see that they are one, but in some aspects you have to recognize that they are different. Trying to imitate a man in all aspects is illusion. Similarly, a man cannot imitate another man in all its completeness. That is also illusion. These are all theories meant for some political fighting. Otherwise, in actuality, how you can say everything is one? We are appreciating the workmanship of Vidhata because of this wonderful varieties that he has created, the wonderful variegatedness that he has brought into the system. And finally you will say, it's all one. So that is, so here you can see Brahma is taxing his brain, is very anxious how to position all these planetary systems and how to position all the living entities. Because he knows he cannot put everybody together in one place. That is not good. But everybody can be one on spiritual platform. Oneness is possible. Equality is possible on spiritual platform, not on bodily platform. If somebody says all bodies are one, he is crazy. And if he says man and woman are one, he is even more crazy. You can say they are one on the platform of spiritual spirit. As Atma, yes, they are one. Let us say a man is chanting 16 rounds and a woman is chanting 16 rounds. With respect to 16 rounds, both are one. Spiritual platform. 16 rounds of chanting Hare Krishna. Both are. So, people have to clearly, carefully see that there is a role for oneness and there is a role for differences. You cannot merge everything and say everything is one. This is Mayavada. Simultaneously you should see oneness and simultaneously also should recognize the differences. This is accurate seeing which is been given to us by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Every truth will have oneness and difference. Every truth. So you cannot swing either to oneness or to differences. No. Every truth, including absolute truth, every truth will be having this oneness and difference simultaneously. So, then one more point is that he is creating the planetary systems. He is wanting to create for what purpose? Because he wants to position the living entities. They are all variegated and they have to position them, simultaneously. The very purpose of creating planets is that he has, lot of varieties of people are there, living entities are there. Now he has to put them into various planetary systems. That's why he is creating the planets. But the human scientist theory is that except the earthly planet, all other planets are empty. They are all empty, there is nobody there. We have to go and then we can live there. We have to inhabit. We have to develop the place. We can again do mining industry, convert nuts and bolts, and spoil water, air, everything. this is their planning. They're all thinking those planetary systems are all empty. There is nobody there. Silently we can go and steal everything from there. And for what purpose? For my sense gratification. Let me silently go and then steal everything there. This is what their thinking is. So, but Brahma is contemplating to position the living entities. If at all a human being can go to Mars or Moon, he will be landing up in the midst of innumerable living entities there. It is not possible. It's not that they are all empty. He may not be able to see, but they can see him. Those living entities will be able to see him. Moon and Jupiter, they are all considered heavenly planets. They may appear to be very close to you, but they are in heavenly dimensions. This is one more important thing. In the space also there is subtle spaces are there. There are different dimensional spaces are there. The dimensions that you can perceive cannot be the only dimension existing. The color bands that your eyes can see, not that they are the only colors existing. And the sound bands that you can hear is not that they are the only sound bands that are available. there are so many sound bands are there. Ultrasonic sounds, for example, you will not be able to hear. It is beyond your ear's capacity, but they exist. Similarly, colors, you cannot perceive some colors. You can only perceive within some range. Beyond that also colors are there. You cannot. You cannot think that, oh, there are no more colors. Similarly, dimensions also, it's not that only the dimensions that you have experienced here, only those, the space is limited to only such dimensions. No. There are subtle dimensions are there. Yeah. Night time, for example, you go here and there, to that Banjara Hills, you go that side. There is one big smashan is there, occupied by many houses and all that. And you may not be able to see, but there could be ghosts. They're also existing there. You may not be able to see. In the midnight and all, when you're coming that side, you will see that some environment is different. You will not be able to. It's not that your experience of space is not all in all. Moon is like that. It is situated in a higher dimension. Not that you take one racket and tuck, you land there. Your racket can only go to the space that you know of. How to traverse the space in this world, that is clear. Let us say from here to US, you have to traverse a long space. And there is an aeroplane and there are some, you have to travel some 20-24 hours and then reach there. And then it's not the same. You are talking about the space that we know of, and there is a higher dimensional space that moon is situated. Now, how to cross this interdimensional spaces, multi-dimensional spaces? This human society has not come to that stage. So that's why Brahma's work is tremendous. Nobody can estimate, nobody can understand these complexities that are involved. And then Brahma knows, and then but he is also confused, or rather anxious, that how all these things are going to happen, because when the work is very high, suddenly you see everything is disturbed by some rain, some water, or some unexpected thing. Sometimes devotees also get disturbed, right? So now we will see how Madhusudana, the one who killed demon Madhu, similarly he is going to now kill the illusion, kill the doubt that has arisen in Brahma's mind, Vishanna Chetasam. And not only the doubt has arisen, but he is depressed also. This is one more point, that devotees, they should not get depressed if whatever they are trying to do gets delayed. Now Brahma is saying, all this devastating water, this and that I am supposed to create, it's all delay, So much work is there. Sometimes we also think we want to build temple, we want to do this project, we want to do that project, and suddenly you see some unexpected obstacle. We become Vishanna Chetasa, very depressed. So depression should not lead to giving up the service. Ultimately, for the devotees, service is the paramount importance. There could be challenges, there could be obstacles by natural phenomena, like here, natural phenomena. Brahma, obstacle is created by natural. Material nature has created a devastation there. It could be a natural phenomena or through some other living entity or this and that. One should not be depressed. Vishanna Chetasa. Of course, in the service, devotees will become anxious, and that is healthy, not an issue. We should be anxious to do our services. Sometimes in the beginning, they think devotional service means aram, shanti. There is no shanti in Krishna consciousness. It is anxious. Devotees are anxious. Yes, we want to distribute more books, we want to build more temples, we want to preach more people. This is the anxiety of the devotee. How to expand this movement more and more. Then he is positively situated. Even though there are some depressions here and there, he should not give up the service. Service is the paramount. And then when he sticks on to the service, then we will see how Krishna assures in the next few verses that you don't worry, everything will be all right. That we will see how he assures that. Any questions?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, you are mentioning about equality.
Yeah.
People try to say everyone is equal.
Yeah.
In the society, if we see Prabhu, sometimes to elevate some downtrodden people or marginalized people, to give an opportunity, to equal opportunity for education, jobs, they create some reservation systems and all, and they end up in some failure. This how to understand and what is the best way to elevate or improve the people.
Basically, the whole understanding of what is elevation or what is progress, that is not clear to anybody. Here the elevation and progress they think is in terms of the economy, GDP. Country has to achieve best GDP growth, and then everybody should have a lot of money. This is what they think as progress and elevation. After getting money, what is he going to do? That nobody is worried. Using that money, let us say he drinks more and injects some drugs into his body, and they become very unmanageable, human beings in the society. Is that the expected result? This is what everybody has to see. So unless that is addressed, how we see going to utilize this money? Unless that is being trained up, simply increasing money, it will not help. People will take the money and then they'll spoil themselves. And not only that, they spoil the society. So, spiritual life is about thinking this end-to-end elevation of the living entity. Complete elevation. This is an important point. Spirituality is like that. Spirituality is not something, what do you say, some esoteric or some very vague thing. No. Spirituality is about holistic development of an individual. So it knows that if somebody grows in economy and then he is a rogue number one, he is going to use that money for doing his roguish activities. He is going to simply spoil the society. He will disturb the society. It knows. Spirituality knows. So that's why it wants to address that first. Now the point is to change his entire psychological understanding, to change his heart. What is the process? Somebody is thinking, if I get money, I will enjoy like this, I will enjoy like that, I'll do this, I will do that. Now let us say that is his thinking, and he is going to really spoil everybody. Now how to change him from that understanding to some other understanding? A spiritual understanding. That is spiritual life is. Shastra is telling, this is not a good path. You should think in terms of this kind of an enjoyment. What is that enjoyment? Spiritual enjoyment. So first you have to train up a living entity to experience something higher. And then you can give any amount of money. For example, devotees are there. You give him 1 crore. He knows how to use that money. What will he do with that 1 crore? Will he increase bottles? No. He will increase another 250, 300, okay. Lalo, 500,000. You give 100 crores. You'll build one more temple and do one more another. Same 100 crores you give to one rascal. You will increase all bottles. You see how spirituality plays a role? It develops a person's whole consciousness, a holistic development. That's why Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatama are compulsory. From the age of 5, Kaumara Acharet Prajna is compulsory. So, first of all, people have to discuss and understand what is this elevation means, what is this progress mean. It must be holistic. Otherwise, any amount of systems to make equality will fail. You will only produce more and more thieves and rogues and debauchees in the society. All wearing suit and boot, but they are all big thieves. This is the problem. First produce gentlemen and then give him money. This is spirituality. Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
హరే కృష్ణ గోల్డెన్ టెంపుల్ వారి మరో అపురూప కానుక హరే కృష్ణ వాణి ఆధ్యాత్మిక మాసపత్రిక. ఇప్పుడు మొబైల్ యాప్ ద్వారా కూడా సులభంగా పత్రికలు చదువుకునే సౌకర్యం, వార్షిక సభ్యత్వం, భగవద్గీత, భాగవత ప్రవచనాలు, స్ఫూర్తి సందేశాలు, ఇంకా మరెన్నో సదుపాయాలతో హరే కృష్ణవాణి మొబైల్ యాప్ నేడే డౌన్లోడ్ చేసుకోండి. మరిన్ని వివరాల కోసం కాల్ చేయండి 913310